There is a part 1 to this video, so click the link to check that out. Hey y'all, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a part 2 to the piece I did with all Sharpies a few weeks ago. I made a comment repeatedly in that video that I have a myriad of colors of Sharpies and I only chose a whole bunch of warm tones and a blue. So somebody commented and said that it would be cool if I colored in the same piece using all of the other Sharpies. And I was a little stumped on how to do that at first. So I took the piece into Procreate and made a digital line art of it. I decided that I wanted to do I wanted the digital sketch to be kind of like the pencil line, so that way I could actually go through and give it the same texture as the Pigma microns. I was a little worried that if I hadn't done that, they wouldn't have looked similar enough, like that the texture of the line art would be different between the two of them. I also want to apologize. I'm trying to film a lot more with my my tripod arm, and it's a little shaky on this table. Now, the good part about me having that second printout was that I could color in little bits of it and kind of test out what colors I could possibly use. I didn't know exactly how I wanted everything to start. For the first one, I knew for sure which skin tone I wanted to use. For this one, I knew for sure which colors I wanted to use for the background. So I very much wanted to go for a more vibrant and a more blue-toned background. And this color wasn't the perfect one. If I had my perfect color choice for the mountains, I would have wanted a more blue-tone gray than this weird purpley blue. But I mean, that's the problem with Sharpies. Not having the full color range means you gotta make sacrifices. These colors are also the ones that I tend to never pick, so they were a lot more pigmented, shall I say? They weren't dry. The sky is possibly the best part of this entire piece for me. I love that teal and the seafoam green together. The bright royal blue kind of worried me for a hot second there, but putting the teal over top of it really helped dull it down. When I went in to do the eye, I was really unsure of what color I wanted to use for it. The giantess would have to have a whole lot of pink and purple tones in her, and the one color that I couldn't figure out how I was going to get in there was that spring green. And I'm like, people have green eyes, but the eyes aren't the biggest part of the picture, so I can just kind of throw it in there. I really wish I had a different color that I would have been able to use for those, but that one lime green, I wasn't sure how else I was going to fit it in there. So ended up being a good enough spot for it. I'm super happy that I didn't smudge the line art in the face this time. That was so heartbreaking on the first one, especially since that's the first part I colored in, which probably didn't help the smudging, but anyhow. This batch of colors also kind of was hard to find a good skin tone. I did a lot of color swatching off screen to figure out like which one would work the best and to see whether or not I wanted to go for a darker skin tone this time when I did a lighter skin tone last time. And at this point, the only colors I hadn't used were 2 purples and a dark forest green. I used it a little bit in the stained glass window, and I think I called it there, which I wish the stained glass window were actually larger, or I wish I would have actually used this green for the medium dark tone in the sky. In the stained glass window, the top color is actually the green and not the blue, and I feel like it makes a much nicer gradient. I will admit that I did cave and I grabbed the dark gray from the other color set. I was looking at the church and all of the colors that I had in this color set, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger on making this some bright color when it's supposed to be stone. I guess I could have used one of the same colors from the mountain, but it just didn't feel right, you know? Getting to the grass part of this piece, I wasn't able to replicate the same dry marker effect from the last one because I didn't use the seafoam green enough to make it dry, and that's how I made the texture for the very front part of the grass last time. But, I mean, I like the gradient of the hills going back this time. When it came to her hair, I was really stuck about what colors to use, and I started coloring in her eyebrow, and I'm like, crap, this is the wrong purple. And then my girlfriend suggested to do a gradient, and I didn't want to have the purple of the mountains in her hair at the same point, so the gradient was actually a really nice idea. Since I'm using the arm of my tripod, I can get up close and personal now when showing you guys these, doing all the highlights and stuff. It's such a shame that the church is such a small part of this piece. I really do, like, in both this piece and the original one, I think the church is like my favorite part about it. This summer I'm gonna try to focus on doing some scenery practice because I have some other stuff in the works that's going to need a lot of scenery. Would you guys be interested in maybe me posting a few different scenery art processes? I don't know exactly how to word that, but like I'm going to be taking a lot of time to practice background work and character design this summer, so be ready for that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me redo this piece. If you haven't watched the original one, the kind of story that I built up around this character is included in the other video. So I hope you guys are having a good one, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me color this piece. If you'd feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. Thanks, and I'll see you all in the next one.